have a lot to talk about, don't we? Let's not waste any time and just dive right into it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Welcome back to Animation. This is Anthony Animation, including TVs and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small. It's time to talk about everything that was revealed at CinemaCon. Yes, I know I'm a couple days late. There were some things going on, but I'm ready to make this video now. So, I have some stuff pulled up here. You're gonna hear me clicking a lot as I go through these articles, so please don't mind this, okay? Don't mind that. So, I'm gonna try and go in order from the way that they were actually presented. And the first one that went was Warner Brothers. So let's see what they had to reveal here. If this thing wants to work for me. There we go. Alright, I can't show in the actual reveal order. I'm just doing it by how I see it, so. First up was the Joker 2 trailer. Joker Folie à Deux. Hope I'm saying that right. This was interesting. The trailer itself, I'm not all that enamored with it, honestly. I still feel like making this a musical was a really bad idea, but I mean, it still looks pretty good. It still has that R-rated feel. It's still, thankfully, R-rated. And Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn should be interesting. So, yeah. I can end up being proven wrong, but I'm kind of mid on this. I still feel like making it a musical just not a good idea. Then after that, we had the trailer for Furiosa. That's the next big Mad Max movie that's coming out. It's a spin-off to Fury Road, which if you watched me when I was a Cynical Saiyan 77 and did those reviews, I was not really the biggest fan of it. So, I didn't really know what to expect out of Furiosa, but I can say this, it looks good. That's really all I can say. It looks good. Then we got a trailer for Beetlejuice. It was the center stage. It was the big thing that WB had to show because obviously the DC stuff is still in very much development. So, honestly, making a sequel to Beetlejuice is interesting. I haven't really seen the movie yet, so I can't really say if it's a good idea to make a sequel, but from what I heard, there are some really good things about it. Most of the original cast is coming back. Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, all those people. It's still going to be done in mostly practical effects, and especially it's still going to be in stop motion. Thank you. That is refreshing to see nowadays. And it should at least be really fun. So, yeah, I am intrigued by Beetlejuice more so than I am excited for it. So, yep. Then they got a trailer for Mickey 17. This one did not get released online, so this one we didn't really get to see. But this movie got pushed back to 2025, and people are saying that this movie is going to turn out to be really goofy. That does not bode very well. Then what else? We got first look at Horizon and American Saga. What does it say? It says a whole lot of nothing. So, yep, just a little bit of a first look at Horizon. I will be reviewing that when it comes out. And it comes out, part 1 comes out in June, and then part 2 comes out in August. So, yep, there is that. And then we have M. Night Shyamalan getting 2 of them. One for The Watchers, which I believe they debuted a new trailer. So that was pretty neat. And then for the other film, Trap. So, yeah, that's pretty much all Warner Brothers had to show. I was not really all that impressed with WB, to be honest with you. I mean, they're fine. Their stuff's fine, but I'm not really enamored with it, per se. So, yeah, that's Warner Brothers. So next up is Lionsgate. Let me pull this up here. Lionsgate went next after WB. Trying to remember everything they revealed. Here we go. Every new Lionsgate announcement. Thank you. Okay, let's see. So, first we have the new films that are confirmed at CinemaCon. We're getting a Highlander remake directed by Chad Stahelski. I have not seen it yet, so I can't even say if the original's good. A live-action adaptation of Naruto is being directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. That's probably going to be really bad, because these anime live-action adaptations are usually crap, so not going to bother with that one. Now You See Me 3, directed by Ruben Fleischer, starring the original cast with a new generation of magician thieves, so... Yeah, they're trying to make like a universe out of that one. Seems like a weird choice. The first two movies were okay, but... I don't know, maybe this third one will hook me in. We'll see. We're getting a Blair Witch Project remake by Blumhouse, and after the disaster that was Exorcist Believer, I have no faith. So, that's not gonna... I have no expectation for that. A live-action Monopoly movie is being produced by Margot Robbie. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna pass on that because I hated the Barbie movie. So, more than likely it's gonna be the same kind of deal. So, alright, so next up was The Crow. We got a little update about the new Crow movie that I'm actually excited about, no matter what the freaking internet says. It has been delayed to August. And it got delayed because Bad Boys 4 decided to move their freaking release date to the same day. So Lionsgate decided to puss out and just pushed it back. Yeah, I'm pissed about that because it means I have to sit through another shitty sequel just to get to the movie I actually want to see. So, yeah, I'm pissed about that. That's an L. Real bummer. Let's see, what do they say about the exclusive footage? Lionsgate gave CinemaCon attendees a new sneak peek at the Crow remake. It's not a remake, it's a reimagining. Get your fucking facts straight. They ensured that this new take isn't meant to compete with the original 94 movie. The new footage puts a strong focus on romance between Bill Skarsgård's Eric Draven and Fika Twig's Shelley Webster. Just like in the original movie, their romance blooms until she's unexpectedly killed by a mob group. However, in this take of The Crow, what motivates Eric is more than simple revenge. He is told by a supernatural guardian that he can actually save Shelley before her soul reaches the underworld. Interesting. Shelley's stay at Purgatory is visually depicted as her drowning in an endless body of water, with her spirit getting closer to being lost forever as she sinks deeper and deeper. Nice and artistic. I love that. We got a little bit of that in the trailer. We see a montage of Eric Draven's healing powers as he gets shot and cut up numerous times, and even gets run over by a truck, only to get back up again. Yeah, this movie's going to be R-rated, super bloody, super gory, super, super violent. That's got me super hyped. Honestly, I'm a gore hound, I love that kind of shit. Fueled by his mission to save his lover's soul, you have the powers of a god, he's told by the Guardian, who guides him as he learns how to use his new powers given to him by the Crows. Eric takes this to a new level by donning a sword and a new version of the iconic makeup. The footage is grungy in the same vein as the original film and much more gothic than the first trailer. Interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm pissed it got pushed back, but I am excited to see that movie. I loved the trailer. Next up was Borderlands. This was kind of the big one for Lionsgate. I'm indifferent on it. I'm kind of iffy with the Borderlands series. I really loved the first two. I hated 3, mainly because the villains were so annoying. I enjoyed Wonderlands, even though I do know that was pretty basic, and I've not played the Handsome Jack stuff, so... Borderlands I'm kind of iffy about, but it could be fun. It's from the same people that did Uncharted. Do with that what you will. I didn't hate Uncharted, but it was a really bad adaptation. It was a bad adaptation, but it was a fun adventure movie. This might fall into that same vein. It's being directed by Eli Roth, so... that should be interesting. What was the new footage? The new footage of the live-action Borderlands movie shown at CinemaCon gave more information on the plot. Legend has it that there's some treasure hidden on the worst plan imaginable. Kate Blanchett says, "Do you know how many people have died looking for this vault? Right before they drive through a giant alien worm." Jimmy Lee Curtis teases that the treasure in the vault has the power to change things for the better. Then we get a montage of the colorful action of the film, which includes Jack Black's claptrap wheeling around through massive action pieces, and Kevin Hart throwing an explosive stuffed bunny at a gang of goons. Okay, so they are trying to stay somewhat true to certain aspects of the games, but not that faithful in terms of the casting, because casting-wise, yeah, they went as far off the edge as they could. Jack Black as Claptrap should be funny, but the rest of them, I don't know, I just don't buy it. But so yeah, I'm a bit middling on that one. I'm not going to say it looks like crap, but I'm just going to say middling expectation. Then they got the first look of The Strangers Chapter 1. I've not seen the trailer yet. They got released, so I have no idea what to expect. All I know is that's just a new Strangers movie. It's supposed to be a sort of soft reboot of the original Strangers. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about that one either. Horror's kind of been bad this year, so I don't have expectations for that one. That might be good, but I don't know. The original Strangers was really good. But then Prey at Night was crap. I'll talk all about that when I get to reviewing those movies. This movie's coming out... Oh, it doesn't say. I'm pretty sure I have it. Whatever, I'll look at it later. I'm not messing with it right now. So now we have another new horror movie. This one's titled Never Let Go, starring Halle Berry. The story centers around three people: Barry's mother character, and her two twin sons, who live in an extremely unique situation in the middle of a remote forest. They lock themselves indoors and try their best to avoid going outside, except for resources and fresh air. They have ropes tied around their waists and at all times when they're outside, which leads back to the house in case they stray too far. The reason why they tie themselves to rope is that there is a mysterious monstrous force that lives in the forest. The few glimpses that you see of the beast make it look like a pale human-like demon who can shapeshift. As the two boys are forced to follow their mother's strict rules to survive, they grow more suspicious of what the forest demon's motives really are, as it's been toying with them their whole lives. One of the boys says Mom has never lied to us, which further ignites their distrust over their overprotecting mother. And yeah, things just go south from there. From what I've heard, from what it says here, it's supposed to be kind of like A Quiet Place and Bird Box. I hated both those movies, so I'm probably not going to like this. But yeah, for those that are a fan of that weird-ass movie style, there you go, you got another one. I'm probably not going to watch it. Then there's The Grey, the new action film by Guy Ritchie, following his later coming up this month, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It stars Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Isaac Gonzalez as a ragtag team of misfits who come together for a shared mission of fame and revenge. The film's tagline is, "When billions are stolen, they're the ones who steal them back." Okay, that should be fun. I like Jake Gyllenhaal, so that should be fun. And I would say I'm excited for Henry Cavill to be in it, but he was just in the painfully average bore that was Argyle, so yeah, not much expectation for that one. Then came John Wick spin-off movie Ballerina, which got delayed to 2025. Damn it. But the footage looks pretty good. I'm not really going to read over it, but I am just going to say that it is confirmation that Norman Reedus is going to be in the movie. So, Walking Dead fans, cool. And then they ended it off with a big exclusive footage look at Michael. This is the new biopic that's being directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it's starring Michael's nephew, Jafar Jackson, as Michael Jackson himself. And people are saying it's really touching, it's really well done from the footage that they've seen. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm not the biggest Michael Jackson fan in the world, but I like biopics, so it could be pretty good. But that's it for Lionsgate. Lionsgate was also kind of mediocre. They were a little better than Warner Brothers, but not by much. I'd say the best thing they had in there was The Crow. But that's just my personal opinion. Outside of that, yeah, Lionsgate was not very good. Who was after Lionsgate? Universal. Okay, Universal's next. So next was Universal. And I don't remember, I think 3C said they didn't have a whole lot to show there. Because their big one at that was Wicked. And I have nothing to say about Wicked. It just looks so painfully average. But we'll get there. Let's see. We did get one new announcement from Universal, though, and that is that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming in fall of next year. Sweet. I love the first Five Nights at Freddy's. Should be a pretty good time. Alright, so let's see. First up is Twisters. Not seen the original Twister. I don't really care to. It's not my kind of movie. But for those that are excited for that, that comes out in July, and it's directed by Lee Isaac Chung. Then comes Despicable Me 4, that's coming in July. I already have a whole marathon planned out for that, where I review all the movies, including the Minions spin-offs. Alright, let's read the exclusive footage. Universal Pictures showed an entire scene from Illumination's highly anticipated sequel to Despicable Me 4 at CinemaCon 2024. Steve Carell's Gru now has a baby son named Gru Jr. The scene CinemaCon attendees got to see featured Gru Jr. and a new young character voiced by Joey King named Poppy, who was described as an inspiring villain. Gru is acting like a mentor to Poppy, breaking into a giant medieval castle for a heist with her by his side. The only problem is that the minions are with them on this mission, acting like the worst babysitters you can imagine for Gru Jr. Minions being minions. The young Poppy is a mega fan of many of the famous villains of this franchise, but her excitement seems to get the best of her. Because the minions lost all of Gru's high-tech equipment, the team has to hilariously pull off this heist using only a bag of baby supplies. Like diapers of baby... Okay, I'll admit that actually sounds hilarious. Their target is a rabid honey badger who they are stealing from another villain who's an old lady with a rocket wheelchair. Okay. Things go wrong when the crazy badger gets loose, but Gru Jr. is able to tame it with his innocent charm. He's a baby, of course. The team barely escapes with the precious badger. Gru Jr. somehow proves to be the most valuable member of the team, which in true Despicable Me fashion comes with absurd hijinks and endless gags. Okay. So, it sounds like it'll at least be funny. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be good. I feel like a fourth film at this point is unnecessary, but it should be good. I didn't have much hope for Minions 2, and that one surprised me, so who knows, maybe this is the same case. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of the trailer, but it could be fun. I'll give it a chance. Middling expectation for that one. Then we come to The Wild Robot, the big movie that DreamWorks is really trying to push this year. It's being directed by Chris Sanders, a legend of the animation industry, and its release date is September of 2024. So let's talk about the exclusive footage. CinemaCon got to see exclusive footage of DreamWorks' The Wild Robot. Lupita Nyong'o voices the titular inquisitive robot named Roz, who is seen crash landing on a remote island full of rich forests. The lonely robot seeks to fulfill its programming by aiding human life, but there are no humans to be found. Instead, the island's various talking animals come to meet the robot, which disrupts its function since it's not programmed to interact with animals. We meet a talking fox voiced by Pedro Pascal, who tries to guide the robot and introduce it to the rest of the critters, which include bears, possum, deer, and geese. The story takes a wild turn when Roz stumbles upon a goose egg. The hatchling imprints on the robot, embarking them on a journey as robot mother and gosling child. We see Roz try to teach the little gosling how to swim and fly across time until it grows into a young goose. The footage takes another turn when Roz accidentally discovers another robot of her kind, but it looks like its crash landed on the island years ago and is powered down. When Roz powers it back up, it clashes with Roz as it claims that its newfound feelings for the island's animals are wrong and against its programming. Visuals of The Wild Robot are beyond imaginative, and its heartfelt story is looking to be a real tearjerker. In other words, DreamWorks actually decided to try. So, who knows? Maybe that'll be the movie that saves their terrible, terrible year. So, yeah, it's based off a book. It's another book adaptation by DreamWorks after How to Train Your Dragon. And I believe Chris Sanders is one of the guys that made How to Train Your Dragon, so yeah, pretty high expectations for this one. I loved the trailer, so could be pretty good, but DreamWorks has been, for lack of a better term, dog shit this year, so we will have to wait and see. Then came the Wolfman movie by Lee Winnell, which sadly has been delayed to January. I'm not going to say anything about that. Then the last big one was Wicked. It's coming out November 27th. I will review it, but I honestly just don't care. Like, I like Ariana Grande, but I just don't care. So, and then we got one new movie from Focus Features to end it off with, and that is an exclusive look at Nosferatu, which is coming out on Christmas of this year, even though it's a horror movie. Yeah, a bit weird. Let's see. Bold new reimagining of the classic tale. Trailer opens with Lily Rose Depp as Alan Hunter saying, "Come to me, hear my call." Right before a hand reaches out to grab her. She goes on to say evil comes from beyond and tells Willem Dafoe's Professor Albin Erhard von Vrans, sporting a giant white beard, that he is coming to us. While laying in a hospital bed plagued by some kind of sickness, we then cut to atmospheric shots of 19th century Germany, quick glimpses of a gothic castle, a horrifying cemetery, the local city, and its many citizens carrying around coffins. Throughout all of this, we see Nicholas Holt's Thomas Hutter running away from some kind of danger. The real money shot of the trailer is the image of Nosferatu's crooked hand going over the town as a gigantic shadow and covering it in darkness, only to then cut to Anna Harding with blood all over her face. Cool. I'm hyped for that one, man. Eggers has been releasing nothing but bangers ever since he started making horror movies, so yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to review it this year because I want Sonic Movie 3 to be my last big review of the year, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm still going to see it regardless, but yeah, I might not review that one until maybe early January. So, if it does make my best list, I will try to give a decent explanation as to why when I get to that. So, yeah, and that's about it for Universal. They were decent. They're pretty good. But I can definitely see why 3C was saying that the CinemaCon was lacking. But then we get to... Well, actually, no. I want to say... I'm going to go slightly out of order because I want to save the biggest one for last because it's 2 of the 3 posters on this thumbnail. So, let's go to Disney next. Next, we'll go to Disney. Let's check out Disney's next. See what they had. If my internet would like to load. There we go. There we go. Everything announced and revealed. Disney at CinemaCon 2024. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we got. Deadpool and Wolverine shows 9 minutes of footage at CinemaCon. Suck it, Fox, for going to Disneyland. Okay, that's funny. I'm definitely excited for Deadpool and Wolverine, but I need to see like an actual trailer, not a little teaser. Before the footage was shown, he dropped F-bomb after F-bomb as he's allowed to say them now because the movie's rated R. Funny. Okay. So, yep. That's the first one. Deadpool. Deadpool, high expectation for that one. Loved the first two. So, there's that one. Then we have new first footage for Captain America 4 Brave New World. That's the one where Anthony Mackie is going to be the new Captain America. I wasn't a big fan of the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but he still did really good in that show, so I'm open to this idea. Not to mention we have Harrison Ford. It's coming out February 14th of next year. It's coming out on Valentine's Day, so that should be interesting. Then we have 13 Minutes of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I am excited about that one. It's coming out next month, so it's coming out. It's going to be pretty close. But I need to watch the other ape films first to see if I'm really going to be into this. Because there are some popular franchises out there that are just not for me. Star Wars. Sorry, moving on. Then we had a new movie called Young Woman and the Sea. This got a full trailer. Apparently it's another biopic. It stars Daisy Ridley, Rey from Force Awakens. And the trailer is online right now. Okay, fine. It's another biopic, but I don't know. Then we come to Alien Romulus, and people are saying that it is scary as fuck, which is great news for me because I have been trying to wait for Alien to get back to its horror roots rather than over-the-top action. So let's see. A few scenes from Alien Romulus were shown at CinemaCon, and it all began with a pre-taped intro from Ridley Scott and director Fede Alvarez, before jumping into a few new scenes. We get to see Kaylee Spaney's Rain Carradine and crew investigating a ship, an android rebooting itself, a xenomorph escaping from a container and swimming through a fled ship before face-hugging one of the crew, a chest-bursting seizure scene, and more. It is releasing in theaters August 16th of 2024. Cool, it's coming out this year. Then comes Inside Out 2, the movie I had an expectation for until I saw the trailer. The trailer was trash. The trailer made it look really bad, so I'm not, no. Well, bottom toilet bowl expectations. I'm not even, no. Then, King Mufasa the Lion King, we got a quick little look of that. I don't really care, honestly, because the Lion King 2019 remake was trash. And even though this is a new story, which I will give it some credit for, it is something new. it's still using that same horrid CGI. So yeah, not excited for that one, and I hope Sonic stomps it into the ground. So yeah, trash. Then we come to the first of the actual, genuinely exciting, super hype announcements of CinemaCon. We got footage of Moana 2. Yeah, I've been waiting for this one, honestly. CinemaCon 2024 also revealed the first footage of Moana 2 to those in attendance, and we even got to hear a new song that goes a little like this. Finally, we're back to who we're meant to be. We get glimpses of Moana on her boat with Pua and singing about coming home to her island. We then get to see a little of that joyful reunion, and everyone on the island rejoices in song that Moana has returned from beyond the horizon. A sizzle reel was then shown, and it featured Hey Hey, Sunsets, Wide Open Ocean, and a short look at Maui. And apparently, Dwayne Johnson was on stage. They had a whole dance and everything. Awesome. Moana 2 comes out November 27th. I am so excited for that one. And then they ended it off with a little look of a movie called The Amateur. A Tale of Blackmail and Revenge. Okay. So, yeah, Moana was the first actual genuinely exciting thing to be shown here. Outside of course, Deadpool and Wolverine. But then, I know I'm going out of order. Please excuse me, but I had to save this one for last. Because if you ask me, for my honest opinion, no doubt in my mind that the win for the best showing at CinemaCon this year was Paramount. They came out absolutely swinging with a million different awesome freaking reveals. Two of them, obviously, the thumbnail of this video, and we're going to talk about them, trust me. But let's just go through it step by step. There is a lot to discuss with Paramount, so this is going to be the longest segment of the video, and I hope you guys enjoy just hearing my thoughts about this stuff. So here's everything that they revealed. First, let's talk about the new stuff that they have revealed. First up is a new installment of the Scary Movie franchise. We are getting a Scary Movie reboot. Interesting. I haven't seen the original film, so I can't say whether or not I'm excited for it, but from what I've heard, the last ones were pretty bad, so I don't know. We'll see. It might be something legitimately interesting and funny. It's been a while since we've actually had parody films, so who knows? Maybe this one could be the one that rejuvenates the little subgenre. An untitled Damien Chazelle movie. G.I. Joe and Transformers are getting a crossover film. I mean, I kind of already knew that because I watched Rise of the Beasts, and spoiler alert, the last scene shows that Transformers and G.I. Joe are in the same universe, so yeah. That should be really interesting, though. I haven't seen G.I. Joe in a while, so it could be something pretty good. BG's biopic directed by Ridley Scott. Okay. Star Trek Origins film written by Seth Grahame-Smith. The Running Man remake directed by Edgar Wright. Naked Gun remake starring Liam Neeson. That should be actually really funny. A new original horror film titled Vicious starring Dakota Fanning. Haven't heard your name in a while. A new musical from South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone with music from Kendrick Lamar. Okay, that's probably not going to be very good. Paw Patrol 3, hell no, I do not care. Mutant Mayhem 2, we already knew about that one. And Aang the Last Airbender with the voice cast featuring Eric Nam as Aang, Dave Bautista as the film's villain, and official confirmation that Dante Basco will be back to voice Zuko. So, that one's actually legit exciting, but I need to see a trailer first to get a real first impression. But I am glad we finally got some kind of news about this new animated movie trilogy that Avatar Studios is working on. So, I'm excited for that one. I'm going to save that last announcement for the end, because that's arguably the most exciting thing in the entire showcase, outside of the other obvious one. First up is A Quiet Place Quiet Place Part 1. I do not care. I'm not reviewing this movie, because I hated The Quiet Place. I hated Part 2. I just hated this movie. I hated this series. I thought it was absolute trash. Then comes John Krasinski's If, Imaginary Friends. Haven't seen the full trailer yet. I've seen little bits and pieces of it because of Facebook Reels, but I mean, it could be a fun time, but it could also end up being a huge disaster. So, we'll see. But apparently, it debuted the final trailer there at CinemaCon, so that's cool. That's coming out in May as well. We finally got some news about Transformers 1. About freaking time. CinemaCon 2024 got to see the very first trailer for the new animated movie Transformers 1. The story follows a young Optimus Prime, still known as Orion Pax, voiced by Chris Hemsworth, and his brother-like relationship with a young Megatron, known as D16, voiced by Brian Tyree Henry. Interesting voice cast. The two robots do handiwork together in the underground world of Cybertron, but their friendship grows shaky when Megatron wants to rebel and find out why no robots are allowed on the surface of Cybertron. Optimus reluctantly decides to help him figure out the truth behind this mystery because he can't help but support his best friend, even if he knows it's not the best idea. The two decide to embark on a journey together to unravel the secrets of Cybertron, a journey that will eventually make them rivals. And I need a drink because my throat is getting dry. Sorry about that. The entire scene shows at CinemaCon 2024 focused on Orion Pax and D16 breaking into a training facility with the help of the not-so-helpful B-127, Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee. I am hesitant to even say that that's good casting. They are eventually caught by one of their Autobot friends on patrol, Alita 1, played by Scarlett Johansson. Alita 1 tries to report them to the authorities for breaking in, which leads to a colorful chase as the train the group was looking for actually takes off and sends them all on a scenic trip across Cybertron. Orion and D16 catch up to Alita 1 as it surprisingly reaches the surface of Cybertron, which leaves them all stunned in amazement. The surface of Cybertron looks beautiful with its galactic views and electronic landscapes, which leaves perplexed and asking questions as to why none of them are allowed to be up here. So, yeah. And from what I've heard, this movie's supposed to be really lighthearted, goofy, and silly. Yeah, I'm not vibing with that at all. I was hoping since we were getting an animated Transformers movie that talked about Cybertron before the big war, that it would be a bit more story-driven. But this one seems to be more of a comedy, and yeah. Add on to that I'm not the biggest Transformers fan in the world. Yeah, you can see I'm not a huge fan of this. It could be pretty good. Maybe the trailer will change my mind whenever we actually get to see it, but I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. It could end up being a really big surprise, but it could also be really bad. It is coming out in September of this year. Let's see. I'm going to save that one for last because it's the obvious reason why most of you are here. So let's just move on to the next one, which is Gladiator 2. This seems like an unnecessary sequel if you ask me, but that's okay. The first Gladiator, pretty good movie, but I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It's pretty much like all the other historical period films that you've seen before. So, yeah, I'm not really going to go in depth about that one. It comes out in November of this year. I will review it, and I will review the first Gladiator as well. But I don't know, man. It just seems like an unnecessary sequel to me. But I don't know. We shall see. Alright, now for the two that I wanted to save for last, because obviously A, they're on the thumbnail, and B, because these are the most hype announcements of this entire show by a mile. So let's talk about these for a second, shall we? First up, a live-action, rated R adaptation of The Last Ronin. Now, getting the video game by THQ Nordic is already going to be super exciting, because it's being made by the same people that made the excellent Destroy All Humans remakes. But I was convinced, like most people, that Nickelodeon would not ever allow a movie adaptation because it's too dark, it's too adult, it's too grisly, it's too gruesome. But thankfully we were all wrong, and we are officially getting a live-action adaptation of the Last Ronin Ninja Turtle comics. And it has been guaranteed to be given a hard R rating. Hell yes. That's all I gotta say. Hell yes, rating, excitement up in the stratosphere. It's a new Ninja Turtles movie, it's a different Ninja Turtles movie, and it's an adaptation of the coolest storyline we've gotten in the comics to date. So, yeah. If you have not read The Last Ronin yet, read it now. It is one of the best comics of the past 10 years. Amazing comic book. I am so excited to see that adaptation. I'm a bit bummed it's not animated, but it could still be really cool. And I love that it is R-rated. I love that Nickelodeon's not trying to neuter it. So, yep. Good on you, Nickelodeon. Thumbs up for me. One they forgot to list here, apparently, is that we are getting a 5th SpongeBob movie. Yeah, a 5th, I know, a 5th SpongeBob movie. You're like, wait, what? A 5th? Really? Yeah, let me look it up here. SpongeBob. See if I can find it. Search for... Yep. Next announcement we gotta talk about. This one got me very, very excited. We are getting a 5th SpongeBob movie. So, yep, we have another SpongeBob movie coming to theaters. I believe it's theaters, right? This will be the, it's saying it's the 4th big screen movie, which is a lie, because there is, of course, the Saving Bikini Bottom movie, which thankfully I got to see early, so, spoiler alert, that movie's freaking awesome. And from what I've heard, that movie aired on TV recently, so we should be getting news about when it's coming to Netflix very soon, so stay tuned for that. As soon as we get that news, I will put it on the schedule, and I will review it, because I loved Saving Bikini Bottom. I'm just saying that right now. It is one of the best SpongeBob movies I've seen in years. So, but yeah, we are getting a 5th SpongeBob movie titled Search for SquarePants. We don't really have a lot about it yet. So far, all we've gotten is the logo. And it has a wood sword and a life preserver with some rope. I think it's going to be pirate themed, which is awesome. I'm really hoping it is pirate themed. Pirate themed is awesome. I love pirates. And SpongeBob, I mean, most of its ideology is based on pirates. So. Well, not ideology. Its overall design is based on pirates. So, yeah, that should be really cool. I'm hoping the Flying Dutchman's involved. It is coming out in theaters December 19th of next year. So, yeah, sad we're not going to get it this year, but that's okay. I'm willing to wait. Because like I said, we got Saving Bikini Bottom, so we still got our SpongeBob movie for the year. A lot of people are a bit hesitant about this one, like, why are you making another SpongeBob movie? Me personally, I am always excited to get more SpongeBob. I will always be happy to get more SpongeBob. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that one. I'm excited about it. I think you guys should be excited about it, and if it's anything like the logo is promising, we could be in for a really good time. So, yeah, I'm excited for SpongeBob Movie 5, personally. Okay, let's talk about the big one. You guys have been waiting for this long enough. We are literally almost 40 minutes in. It's time to talk about it. I kind of called this because I had a feeling this was going to be at CinemaCon, and it was at CinemaCon, and as a matter of fact, people got to see a whole bunch of footage about this one. Yep. Sonic Movie 3 was at CinemaCon, and this description is insane and awesome. So, yeah, this is gonna be probably the longest segment of the video right here, because I'm so freaking hyped for Sonic 3, man. We need that trailer, damn it. Okay, let's see it. So, Sonic 3, here's the exclusive footage. CinemaCon 2024 only got a very brief look at Sonic 3 since it barely wrapped production. The brief teaser showed Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik in his lab, but he's gained weight and has let the place go to the dumps with it being full of junk. He's let his hair go crazy and now has a noticeable belly. Yes, Jim Carrey finally gets to wear the fat suit. Finally! Like, after trying to convince the Paramount and the other people working on the movie for years, Jim Carrey finally gets to wear the fat suit and be full-on Robotnik. Yes! Finally. Robotnik jokingly says he's been binging carbohydrates. His assistant, Agent Stone, played again by Lee Majub, comes in and says, "We found him." Stone presents Robotnik with yet another one of Sonic's blue quills, and as he's done before, Robotnik licks it and tweaks out. He yells, "Let's do this!" to Stone's face, which then cuts to a montage of Robotnik getting his hair cut by Stone and getting a fresh look with his game-accurate mustache, bald head, and depraved-looking eyes. Yes. Now, if it stopped there, that would have already been enough. But, no, we got more of it. The Sonic 3's footage then cuts to Robotnik and an entire gang of henchmen, all armored with laser guns, waking up Shadow the Hedgehog in a cryotube. Shadow opens his eyes, which are bursting with red electric energy. We then cut to Sonic, Ben Schwartz, Tails, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Knuckles Idris Elba, facing off against Shadow in the middle of a huge city street at night. Yeah, like one of the scenes from Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow is noticeably dead silent as it's still not revealed who his voice actor is yet. Fair. Knuckles jokes that this new hedgehog is much stronger than the last one he faced, to which Sonic hilariously replies, "You mean me?" That's the kind of banter that I love this movie. I love these movies for. The real money shot of the footage is Shadow the Hedgehog riding a motorcycle in the night sky over some skyscrapers and then using it to bounce himself towards Sonic, who is flying upwards at him at full speed. We see Sonic's bright blue power clash with Shadow's bright red energy in the night sky, looking like it's straight out of an anime! The final show of the exclusive footage showed Robotnik and Sonic away from a ring portal on an empty road. They both look grumpy and like they can't stand each other's company, implying they're gonna have to work together to defeat Shadow. Oh, December, you cannot get here soon enough! This is, without a doubt, the best announcement there. Yes, it's obvious bias, but I don't care, man. That sounds like the most hype shit ever. Like, you have no idea how long I've been waiting for this. You know how long I have been waiting to see my boy Shadow in live action? Ugh. Just no words can describe how excited I am for that. No words. Hype for that movie up in the stratosphere. I'm hoping the same day that we get the Knuckles show, which is April 26th, we get that trailer. That's my prediction. I could more than likely be wrong. And then if I am wrong, my second prediction is Summer Games Fest. Because that's where we got the Sonic 2 trailer, for those of you that don't remember. So, yeah, obviously Sonic 3 was the big standout here. I don't care if it was brief. That little bit alone got me excited. Oh, and you know what got me even more excited? John Campina, one of the fellow film critics in this community, has officially confirmed that Hayden Christensen is not going to be voicing him. Thank goodness. Like, nothing against Hayden, but I just didn't think he'd match the role very well. So, who am I personally hoping for? Jensen Ackles, Keanu Reeves, or Jason Griffith. Bro, imagine if Jason comes back. I would be amazed if Jason comes back. Jason's still the best Shadow. I don't care what you say. He's still the best Shadow. So, yeah. That is pretty much everything for CinemaCon. Like I said, there was a lot to discuss here. Sonic Movie 3 won by a mile. Paramount won by a mile. But there were some pretty other good stuff from the other companies. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes this video. If you excuse me now, I'm going to go get a throat lozenge because my throat's dry once again and water is not helping. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all this news in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. We cannot take it anymore. The time has come to go. Prepare for what we're ready for.